Hello again, Struck Pop. It's already 4th of November, so we're already seeing a lot of games releasing in the beginning of the month, but there's a lot more to come, as I've already made a bunch of videos for high profile and not so high profile games. Now I'm at the final stretch making my final videos for upcoming games, the regular Struck list video, but it was a long one, so I couldn't get all those remaining games in one video, so I split them into 2D and 3D. This is the 2D edition of the monthly Struck list for Underdog 2D games, Wooters and not so Wooters. I hope you enjoy it. Also, you can watch the 3D version on my channel and the other videos for this month for more suggestions of games to play in November. So buckle up. I hope you enjoyed and let's go. Starting with Ghost Song, a game that is already out, released on the 3rd of November 2022. Already very positive reviews, if you even care about random people's reviews of games. Developed by Old Moon, published by Humble Games. Ghost Song. On the desolate moon of Warian, a long dormant dead suit awakens from slumber. Journey beneath the surface of an atmospheric 2D adventure of self-discovery, ancient mysteries, and cosmic terror. Explore winding caverns and acquire new abilities to unearth this alien world. And Steam cuts off the text over here with dot dot dot. This alien world's long buried secrets is what it's supposed to say. Features: discover what lies below, power up and progress, face challenging foes, blast and smash, and you are not alone. It looks like an interesting 2D platformer. I like the art. I like the use of colors and the contrast. It might be a little bit too dark at times, but you still at least see around your character. And I think it could find its audience. I think it could find people to enjoy it. I'm noticing damage numbers and stuff. I'm noticing different abilities, different different ways to damage enemies and so on, with ranged, with melee. So what I'm seeing is good. Whether it will feel good when you get to play it, whether it will be badly optimized, badly designed for mouse and keyboard and focused on controllers, we cannot know. But it's on Steam, humble plus humble choice, GOG, the Microsoft Store, Xbox XS1 plus Game Pass, PlayStation 5, 4, and Switch. So many platforms. This game definitely is making big swings, whether it will swing and miss or not. Judging by the very positive reviews on Steam, it's probably not gonna be a miss. Terracotta. It says coming soon, wishlist now, but I saw the release date from the Epic Store being the 7th of November 2022. Whereas on Steam it doesn't have that. Maybe it won't come to Steam right away, but it is on Steam listed, and it is also on the Epic Store. Terracotta. Journey into the Qin dynasty and enter the first Chinese emperor's tomb. As one of his loyal terracotta warriors, tame your Tao, unleash world-shifting abilities, and overcome puzzles and challenges in the afterlife to rescue the cursed spirits of your fellow warriors. Developed by Appnormals team, published by Freedom Games and Plus DS Games. It's an interesting platformer-ish action adventure puzzle game. So yeah, there's riding, there's all sorts of exploring, gliding, sliding, fighting, and so on. Shift between the realms of yin and yang within the tomb of the Queen Emperor and his afterlife, whooping between death and the afterlife to overcome cursed challenges. Yin is the domain of solitude and tranquility. The dark, desolate tomb is a fortress where you can strategize, prepare, and alter the layout to aid your journey. Yang is the realm of the afterlife, a light and action, execute combat strategies, evade foes, and overcome the tomb's defenders to find the source of the curse placed upon the rest of the terracotta. Yeah, master your ability to channel the light of Yin, awaken ancient mechanisms, and descend into the underworld. Defeat 9 brutal bosses, requiring the mastery of the 9 phases of Ki. Experience an art style based on the timeless aesthetics of Gohua. Hope I'm not mispronouncing this. Immerse yourself in the afterlife of the Terracotta Army, with a soundtrack inspired by traditional instruments classified through the ancient Chinese buy-in. Save your fellow 8,000 strong warrior, each with iconic individual appearances, just like the real Terracotta Army. Next up, we have something called Robo Legend, which seems like a nice, cute game. As Robo, you will decide the destiny of Gear Town and its robot people. Make decisive choices, explore biomes, solve puzzles and minigames, battle hordes of robotic enemies in this cute pixel art twin stick shooter RPG, and write the Robo Legend. Coming on the 10th of November 2022, developed and published by Little Neuron LLC. A true indie game, it seems, and there's also already a playable demo on Steam you can download and play right now. So, what to expect? Blast your way, destroy waves of hostile robots, and beat down evil bosses. Choose the ending by playing the hero or the villain path. Explore 7 biomes and charming Gear Town. The journey awaits. To accomplish your quest, you have to travel through Gear Town, 7 main biomes, and search for hidden areas to unveil secrets. Swim in the swamps, skate on the ice, and survive in the wastelands where you will face many challenges. Be the hero or the villain. Obtain and upgrade your equipment. During your journey, you will find many weapons and armor upgrades for Robo, from a simple blaster to guided missiles. Upgrade your hero as much as possible to become either the hero or the villain. Some of the features, again, good or evil, 10 potential endings for maximum replayability, a world to save, discover and hang out in Gear Town, a charming Old West style town run by a cast of colorful robots, over 25 quests to complete. Select your difficulty from easy to very hard, adjust the challenge according to your wishes. Upgrade your stuff. As you fight and explore, you will earn extra armor and chips for upgrades at Vault's gym. New weapons to defeat bosses. Grow your weaponry by exploring the various biomes and unravel minigames and riddles. A fishing minigame as well. And a high octane rocking soundtrack, perfect for shredding evil robots. A combat simulator for as much freestyle robot blasting as you can handle. It sounds extremely fun to me. Next up comes something called Pipeline Panic. Good old fashioned 2D arcade fun with tons of upgrades and fast paced action, where taking risks is rewarded with a higher score. Defend humanity's vast source of energy, a wrench, in one hand, laser gun in the other. So, Pastel Studios and CRX Entertainment are the developers. The publisher is Favor Toys Studios. So yeah, it looks like your typical isometric-ish casual 2D arcade fighter, with maybe some bullet hell elements or something like that. If you're looking for something new in that genre, this seems to be it. So yeah, risking the lives of too many heroic young technicians already, the humans started to train and arm the pipeline crews to defend and repair the installations. With the help of a potent arsenal of destructive weapons and precision engineering resulting in deadlier deadline gun towers, the brave technician soldiers can do their job with at least a healthy 2% chance of survival, up from 0.1234560 percent before. So yeah, if you're looking into good old fashioned 2D arcade fun, this seems to be the game in November, at least one of them. Now comes another interesting game, Zero Sievert, a tense top-down shooter that challenges you to scavenge a procedurally generated wasteland, wood gear, and explore what's left of a devastated world. When the odds are stacked against you, you need to do more than just survive. It's gonna be an early access release on the 15th of November 2022, developed by Cabo Studio, published by Modern Wolf. In fact, I was contacted, I think yesterday or the day before, um, to let me know that if I want to I could ask for a key for the game from the PR company that's handling this publisher's games. And if my schedule is not as full around the release of the game, I could probably ask for a key early. But I think around that time would be the expansion of Gotham Knights. I think it's on the 16th. So maybe I could still squeeze in some of me testing the game on the 15th for several hours. We'll see. I'll check what other games released around that date from all the ones including. But it's a fun looking game for sure. It's definitely a fun looking game. Um, fictitious post-apocalyptic Eastern Europe setting. Your base of operations, the bunker is filled with traders, modding stations, and areas to make your own, providing you with progression across your excursions into the wild. A wasteland to explore, as I mentioned. So, journey to the forest, mall, or makeshift camp, different with ever changing hiding spots, wood locations, and layouts. Adapt and learn the secrets of each map to get in, get out, and get better. There's full weapon modifications, and again, there's looting and questing. Multiple quest lines guide you through the world of Zero Sievert, through taking with a range of through talking with a range of characters. You slowly unravel information and lore about the world that's been left behind. There's 100 different items to loot, which can be used to craft new items, upgrade your own base, and trade. Regarding modding the weapons, there's 30 unique guns and 150 mods that can be combined to make you the biggest threat in the wastes of Zero Sievert. Create a weapon that suits your style or focus on stats to become the ultimate hunter. And you can, I can see on Steam 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things in a weapon that can be modified, like the handguard, the scope, the magazine, the muzzle, 3 attachments, the barrel. So there's definitely a lot of customization, and it feels like a solid water game coming on the 15th of November. Now comes the game I've already showed you. I've already streamed this game when it was in beta testing. And the early access starts on the 15th of November 2022 for Arcane Waters. But I was kind of disappointed. The game was extremely, capital letters, extremely slow paced and grindy, to the point where I'd rather put my time into something that rewards my time, doesn't slap me in the face and spit in it. Um, with the time I need to spend to feel some meaningful progression. Otherwise, the game seems okay and fun. Boring itemization, but and cheap customization, but at least there is some diversity. The game looks beautiful though. As a pixel art fan, Arcane Waters was grabbing me back then before I tried it, mostly because of the pixel art. But then I experienced the combat outside of ship combat, and it was boring. The ship combat was fun, but the off-ship combat extremely boring. So slow-paced games are not my cup of tea, but I know there are a lot of you out there that love slow-paced, grindy, open-world, massive multiplayer games. So some of you might enjoy it. It's in this list for that one reason. But my personal experience was that the game is just it just doesn't respect the time you're putting into it. It wants you to be a daily walking, grinding zombie. And it wants you to only have fun when the game decides to. It's a time gating PvP at only specific times of the day. You can just randomly go and join in PvP whenever you feel like it. So the game lets you have fun when they decide you can have fun. It doesn't let you have fun all the time, and I don't like limitations like that in my games. I like to be able to access every type of feature, every type of dungeon boss rate, or PvP competitive modes or whatever, whenever I feel like it, whenever I have the time, not feeling the need to log in at this hour or that hour just so I can fear of missing out, basically. Putting it that way, fear of missing out. You have to log in at certain times, you have to log in every day, and so on. Not a fan of that, but again, some of you enjoy this, so maybe it will be your kind of game. Extinction Eclipse. Byte One is Apps as developer and publisher, a true indie game releasing in November 17th, 2022. Explore space, conquer asteroid fields to mine and extract resources. Build a fleet of spaceships and destroy the enemies in this new space action strategy adventure. Defend humanity against an alien invader who aims to freeze Earth. It looks fun. I like the art. I like the art style of what actually. Extinction Eclipse is a space action strategy game where you are in command of the human forces in their effort to find the necessary resources to build a fleet. You start with only a couple of minor ships and a probe, and your mission is to find and conquer asteroid fields that can be mined in order to extract their precious metals and water. You will build your fleet gradually, and before each mission, you can choose which ships to use. After you build your ships, any of them that manage to survive during the mission will become part of the available fleet. You will also accumulate unused metal and water to trade for upgrades and power-ups in the store. These upgrades will make you faster and stronger, increasing your chances of succeeding. Um, there is a point in space between the Sun and Earth, known as the Lagrange L1, that is gravitationally stable. Anything you place in there will stay there. This is the spot our scientists observed when temperatures on Earth started to drop inexplicably after a reduced impact of sunlight. What they found was disturbing. A grid of gigantic hexagon-shaped objects was being built on Lagrange L1 by an unknown alien intelligence. And this is the background of the story. So there is a story mode where you will completing a campaign will unlock others, so you can play a non-linear way. You decide the path to victory. So divide into campaigns with several missions each. And there's skirmish, allowing you to configure the match, map size, goal, initial fleet, and upgrades, etc. The world will then be procedurally generated, offering a unique experience every time. So there's a lot of replayability via skirmish mode, but if you want to follow the pre-built story mode missions, campaigns, you can do that as well. Key features: resource mining and management, base building, defend your base, resupply missions, and an upgrade store where you can trade metals and water for upgrades for your fleet. It looks like a very fun game, and if they don't overprice it, I can see with good marketing a lot of people enjoying the game as long as the word spreads. Next up comes a game called Rectum Fantasy of Dreams that also has some upcoming anime, not anime, I mean manga comic book kind of edition that will be released by the developers and publishers called Nape Games. The game is releasing on the 21st November 2022. Is facing your fears the solution to become stronger, or perhaps the key to making amends? Change or protect the future? What would you do to make up for an injury done to a loved one? Let's look for answers in this classic platform adventure full of challenges, puzzles, and more. Um, this game looks like a sleeper hit for the lovers of action adventure 2.5D platformers. A little bit about the background of the story. Um, as long as the Kingdom of Arachnum has existed, there have been legends of a powerful secret hidden within that land. The myths speak of sacred crystals rich in power, but unable to be claimed by any who were not deemed worthy. Rectum is a beautiful game filled with towering mountains, wide forests, and deep oceans, teeming with life and magic. Rulers have long been just and fair, and peace has reigned for many a year until the betrayal of the sorceress. Where that sorceress came from, none can say, but she soon had the ear of the Rectum rulers, advising them in matters of magic and statecraft. She was soon indispensable, and that is when she struck, capturing the princess and imprisoning her in a soul shard. The sorceress seeks to use that fair lady's essence to gain the power of the sacred crystals for herself and use it to rule the world. The princess, in a last-ditch hope, was able to send her friend, Vani the fairy, in search of a soul full enough of courage to come to her rescue. She barely managed it before she was locked away, but Vani was soon soaring across the skies, searching for a savior. And this is our journey. Our brave heroine has been found by Vani and is only just now awakening. This is where our legend begins. So yeah, if you're into platformer games, this looks like a solid choice. And here comes the Night Witch, releasing for Steam, Xbox XS1, PlayStation 5, 4, and Switch. And it's a game that also has a demo on Switch, a playable demo that you can play right now. It's a Metroidvania adventure game with fast-paced shoot-'em-up combat set in a beautifully hand-drawn world. Cast devastating card-based spells, forge close bonds, and make moral choices, all in your quest to save your home and discover who's behind the war golem. It looks like a beautiful game, nice visuals, effects, and everything. To the art. And I think some of you out there who like shoot 'em ups would love this. Shoot 'em up spellcasting sorcery. Encounter evil foes and choose whether you wield your magic or use your weapons and wits to take them down. With their flight capability, superior fighting strength, and reality bending magic, the Night Witches absolutely control the battlefield. Body and mind, the Night Witch duality. Shooting or spell cards. Why not both? Customize your own unique playstyle, upgrading your knight abilities for a more fast-paced shmup experience, or strengthen your witch magic and explore tons of different deck building strategies with over 30 unique spells cards to choose from. Build trust and make lasting bonds as you journey across Dungeonides. Your heroic deeds and efforts will be seen and discussed by the citizenry. Um, the night witches become stronger with gratitude and trust, and they can earn it in many different ways. However, not all methods are sincere. There's also forward-thinking accessibility. The Night Witch has been lovingly designed as a Metroidvania without barriers, with an intuitive on-off auto-aim system, world-altering cheats, and a focused main story navigation system. So you will never get lost, and you can tailor the game to your level of play. I love when developers consider the more casual and the hardcore players alike by providing different toggles and difficulty settings. The Night Witch is brought to you by a veteran team of developers with working experience on titles such as Rime, Moonlighter, and Plants vs. Zombies. So yeah, 29th of November 2022, developed by Super Mega Team and published by Team 17. Something that is already out since the 11th of October 2022. It slipped through my radar last month, even though I had the game playtest on my Steam library. I've played the playtest myself and I've loved it up to a certain point at least. Um, Ozymandias by the Secret Games Company and published by Goblins Publishing and Indie Arc. Very positively received so far, and priced at 14.99 euro with a free downloadable demo everyone can try. I really enjoyed the game. It was very unique in the way how it kind of feels like a mix between Risk and Civilization, the game. So yeah, build an empire in a single sitting. All the strategy of a classic 4X in a faster format, which also shines in multiplayer. Definitely a lot of people would enjoy this as long as they um, um, learn the basics, which are not that difficult to learn, but there's a lot of depth to it, a lot of depth that you have to consider. Distilled design, focus on strategy over tactics. We've stripped the busy work out of a 4X gameplay. Combat abstracted into an innovative power system. You only move armies and fleets. 8 handmade maps charting Bronze Ages around the world. 52 empires to play. Traits give each a unique set of challenges. Learn how to play in a short story campaign about explorer Gertrude Bell. Climb the difficulty ladder against our data-driven AI, which doesn't cheat to compete. Players take their turn simultaneously, so there's no waiting around. Play well to earn treasure in life, short-term timers, or asynchronous long game timers. Learn more in a PDF menu download that they have made um, via button on the right side of I guess the Steam page somewhere. I cannot see it, but oh yeah, I see it. It is there. So yeah, there's a good amount of explanations during the tutorials, which I've tested in the playtest. Eventually, the game gets difficult, so it's not all smooth sailing. I got destroyed eventually after the tutorials. But I think it's a fun game, and I think many of you would enjoy it, and I think it's worth giving it a try if it looks like your kind of game. To get notified when I upload more content like this one or other builds and guides for Wooter and not so Wooter games, you can subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button to not miss out on notifications. As well as keep in mind there's something called memberships on YouTube, which lets you be a paying member for my channel to get access to perks such as emotes and badges made by me, as well as the option to get one-on-one tutoring for the very basics of Adobe Photoshop, Premiere and After Effects. And memberships can be cancelled at any time if you no longer want to be a member. Thanks for watching all the way until the end, Struck Web. Keep it cool until next time, and goodbye.